Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, 10x your life, 10x all of it. And that includes Springfield, y'all. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. You are listening to your weekly battle plan here on Elevate Springfield, where every Sunday we're going to give you ways to control time, ways to create time, and some things that we encourage you add to that battle plan. We're going to get right to it after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
And we are back for your weekly battle plan. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday. Keep rolling with Elevate Springfield on the weekends. Hey, we've got a great week in store, but it's always a great week on Elevate Springfield. Today, I'd like to get right into the training. You know, we talk a lot in 10X about the 10X Super Life. You've heard me talk about it multiple times. Never going to achieve that 10X Super Life if you cannot control time. So I'd like to delve a little deeper into controlling time today. So GC, Grant Cardone, and the 10X movement, this is one of the biggest things, controlling time. Time is the only resource you can't replenish. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose connections and rebuild them. You can even lose health. You can get unhealthy and recover it, right? But time, once it's gone forever. So GC argues that most people treat time casually because it's invisible. You can't see it, right? We don't see it running out, so we assume we have more than what we do. And this assumption can lead to procrastination, distraction, excuses, things like, hey, I'll start next week. I'm not quite ready yet. Now's not the time. We've talked about those two before. I'm not ready yet. Go ahead and start before you're ready, right? Grant says those phrases are how average lives are built. Slowly, comfortably, and unintentionally. High performers, on the other hand, respect time. Every minute is either producing or decaying. So with that, a lot of people talk about time management, but in the 10X world, time management is a myth. Time management is a lie. Why? Because you can't manage something that doesn't wait for you. Time doesn't care how organized you are. It doesn't slow down because you're tired, and it doesn't pause when things get tough or when life gets hard. Grant believes that the real game, the real thing, is in time control. So time control means deciding in advance what matters, what doesn't, and what will never get your attention again. Most people let their time be controlled by other people's priorities, notifications, meetings that go nowhere, entertainment disguised as rest. You know, GC flips that around and says, hey, who's controlling your schedule? You or everyone else? Because if you don't take aggressive ownership of your calendar, of your time, somebody else is going to gladly do that for you. So what's your schedule like? Are you on a quote unquote normal work day, like a normal 9 to 5, have that 9 to 5 mindset? GC believes that 9 to 5 mindset trains people to cap their potential before they ever even start. If your goals are massive, your schedule cannot be moderate. Average schedules create average lives. Most people schedule their life around comfort. Work just enough, rest as soon as possible, repeat tomorrow. GC schedules around outcomes. We don't ask, how many hours should I work? We ask, what does this goal demand from me today? Sometimes that means long days. Sometimes that means sacrifice. Sometimes that means saying no to things that everyone else is saying yes to. It's not saying never rest. It's saying earn your rest, because rest without progress isn't recovery. It's avoidance. And a lot of times when we're talking about this subject, people talk about balance. But see, success requires obsession, at least for a season, right? And GC always rejects the term balance. He calls balance a trap. Why? Because balance often becomes an excuse to avoid intensity. So in 10X, we believe that every great achievement requires a period of obsession. And if you think about it, it's true. Athletes train obsessively before championships. Entrepreneurs grind relentlessly in the early years. Yet somehow, when it comes to business or personal growth, people want success without the obsession. You can have balance after you have success, not before. But controlling time means recognizing seasons of building, seasons of pushing, seasons of saying not right now to comfort. You don't have to go hard forever, but you do have to go hard long enough. Because again, success requires obsession, at least for a season. One of the biggest things that keeps people from controlling their time is those distractions. And a lot of times people try to optimize or limit distractions rather than simply eliminate distractions. Most people don't need better time management. They need fewer distractions. 10X, we don't believe in optimizing low-value activities. We believe in eliminating them completely. So the scrolling mindlessly, the endless meetings, the conversations with no direction, entertainment that leaves you tired instead of energized. What are those things doing to get you closer to your target? Odds are they are not. They are actually stealing from your target. And if it's stealing from your target, it's not neutral, it's destructive. So high performers know to look for those time leaks and remove them. Controlling time isn't just about doing more things, it's about doing fewer things at a much higher level. It's about getting rid of those time leaks, getting rid of those distractions so the time you do have can be focused toward your targets and goals. And a lot of what we talk about in 10X, when we can equate it or relate it to money, right? So you can link time control to financial success, because money is simply the byproduct of where and how you spend your time. If most of your time goes to low-skill activities, comfort, complaining, consuming instead of producing, your income is going to reflect that. Now, Cardone encourages people to audit their time the same way businesses audit expenses. And we're going to talk about time audits in a little bit more here later on in the episode. But ask yourself, what activities actually generate income? Which ones increase skill, confidence, or network? And which ones just make the day feel busy? Because when you're more intentional with your hours, your time can multiply. One part of the day that is often misused, and you've heard me talk about it a lot, is that morning time, that morning routine. If you control your mornings, you can control the rest of your day, and so you can control your life. So let's win the morning. You don't have to have an elaborate routine. I have a relatively elaborate routine. I do quite a bit, but you don't have to have an elaborate routine, but you at least need to have intentional action. So don't start the day reactively. Emails, news, social media, other people's emergencies. Instead, use those first hours of the day intentionally to build, create, sell, train, learn, because once the world gets involved, once everybody else gets involved, your control can disappear. So if you don't claim your morning, your entire day becomes defensive. Time control starts with who gets access to you and when. So you take control of that morning and start that day off on the right foot. Another good way to control time is through pressure. Pressure is a good thing. In the 10X world, we like pressure because deadlines create focus. Limited time forces decisions. How many times have you heard me say, make decisions quicker? Stop with the procrastinating. But if you have limited time, that can force decisions. Urgency eliminates some of that overthinking. So a lot of times people say, hey, I'm overwhelmed. But many times that's just because they haven't decided what really matters. Time pressure reveals priorities. When time is scarce, you find out quickly what's essential and what never was, quite frankly. So the main message, the main theme around time is pretty simple. If you don't control your time, you will look back one day wondering where it went. Success isn't about luck. It's not even about talent. It's about how intentionally you use your hours. So today, ask yourself this: hey, who controls my schedule? Where does my time actually go? And does my calendar reflect the life I say I want? Because time doesn't lie, and once it's spent, you never get it back. So let's start controlling time, every bit of time you have, every single day. So some things you can do today and every day this week to start down this road of controlling time. First off, do that battle plan that I talked about. That is going to be a big head start on controlling time because it sets your priorities and it sets the tasks necessary to be able to reach your goals and targets. And part of that is knowing your goals and targets. So get those goals and targets down, create that battle plan, but then each and every day this week, as you're doing that battle plan, take note of how you are spending your time, how you're spending every minute of the day. And then at the end of the week, look back on that time study and see how much time you've actually wasted, how much time could have been spent toward your goals or your targets, how much mismanaged time, if you like the time management term, how much of that time this week was stealing from your goals or targets instead of pushing you to your goals and targets. So that's the encouragement for the week. That's the homework. That's the task, whatever you want to call it. Continue doing that daily battle plan and do a time study this week on where your time is going. And you'll find out real quickly if you are controlling your time or if somebody else is, and if it's beneficial time or if it's stealing or detracting from the life you want. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell, at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!